Hey guys, King of Charmanders here, and today I bring to you a video on the best Kirin weapons guide, the new Thunder meta. So this video analyzes the new weapons of the new Elder Dragon of Season 4. And their Kirin weapons are Thunder weapons. They also currently have the highest elemental attack out of all the Thunder weapons currently in the game. Alright, first we're going to start off with a list of Kirin weapons. Sadly, it's not every weapon type. But here we go. We have the Sword and Shield, which is the Fulminator. The Great Sword, which is a Thunder Sword. The Dual Blades, known as Monarch. The Lance, which is known as the Doris Spear. The Switch Axe, which is known as Peel. The Light Bowgun, which is known as the Mythical Three-Horn. And the Heavy Bowgun, which is known as the Quick Caster. Next up, we have the Kirin Weapons Forge stats. So if you want these weapons and you want what they're made of, well, they start at grade 6. Their element is Thunder, with their base raw attack being 433. And their base elemental status attack is 334, with a base affinity of 0%. And as you upgrade the Kirin weapons to max, the elemental attack gets really high. So, I mean like really high, that's why it's the best Thunder weapon currently in the game. But to be more specific, the strongest Thunder monster type. But if you want to forge these, well, they're going to come at a cost. And here's its forge requirements. You need 8 Kirin Thunder Horns, which are rarity 3. 2 Kirin Manes, which are rarity 5. 4 Elder Dragon Bloods, which are rarity 4. 1 Rep and Refining Parts, which are rarity 3. And you need 3,000 Zenny. And if you want to max out these powerful Elder Dragon weapons, well, here's the Kirin weapons at grade 10.5 max. So, Kirin weapons max stats at grade 10.5. Its element, of course, is still Thunder, with its max raw attack being 1,444. And the max elemental attack is 1,622, with the max affinity starting out at 0%. Now, once maxed out, the Kirin weapons have a high elemental attack value. Like you see here, it's not super over the raw attack value, but it definitely does its work as the strongest Thunder weapon monster type currently in the game. And of course, if you want to build, you know, an Elder Dragon weapon, for those of you that do have one at grade 10.5, I have 2 of them. They're ridiculously expensive because you need a lot of materials. And the thing is, as you see here, Kirin has its own rarity 6 material, the Kirin Electrogem. In addition, you need 24 weapon refining parts and 417,000 Zenny. And from personal experience, assuming you are doubling your rarity 6 materials, you can achieve this result in about 150 to 200 Kirin, or earlier if you're lucky. Again, I have 2 of these maxed out, so if people are telling you to build these and they don't have it maxed out, well, they can't tell you exactly how hard they are, because they're really, really hard, and unless you really, really want them, you probably shouldn't go after them. Next up, the cream of the crop, the content you have all been waiting for. We're going to make the damage comparison, starting with the Thunder monster types as far as melee. And here we take a look at all the Thunder monster melee types as of Season 4 Roars from the Winterwind. As we see here, Kirin is the strongest. Not by much. They barely have a higher total versus Rajang and Zinogre. The damage difference exactly is only about 5 to 6%, meaning it's not ultra impactful and you'll barely notice a difference. So again, as someone that has 2 of these, unless you're willing to break your back, as far as the melee weapons go, they're not really worth it. So if you already have max Rajang or max Zinogre, or you're already building towards them, rejoice, because you don't really need Kirin weapons as far as melee goes. Now that we covered melee, we have range, and this is where it gets really interesting. As you see here, the Thunder monster types as far as Light Bowgun damage comparison, we're taking a look at all the Thunder monster Light Bowgun types as of Season 4 Roars from the Winterwind. And as we see per the data, Kirin is the strongest. And I know you're like, why is Keizu so close? Well, it comes in second, but that's only because of its wonky ammo type, which isn't user-friendly anyways. And this assumes perfect play, which is the spread and pierce. But if you take a look at the rest of these, you'll definitely notice a difference with the rest of the Light Bowguns, even against the former top Thunder monster types in Zinogre and Rajang. 14 through 16% difference. You'll definitely notice it overall, especially if you're maxed out, where Kirin will do as far as damage goes versus the former top 2. But how is this possible? Well, we're taking a look at the ammo. So the ammo is the big reason why Kirin is doing so much damage. And here's a comparison of the top Thunder Light Bowgun ammo types. We're taking a look at the top ones because the rest aren't worth building. Don't build them. Build these 3. Or one of these 3. And what makes Kirin so interesting is that it has paralysis ammo. But despite paralysis, not only does it have one of the best status ailments in the game, it also dishes out crazy DPS with pierce ammo. So literally, being able to just shovel pierce ammo, which is the best ammo type as far as any ranged weapon overall, it's going to do a ton of damage. However, it's worthy to note that it isn't worth building Kirin if you have Zinogre or Rajang maxed out already. As someone that can tell you how hard it is to build an Elder Dragon weapon, yes, this would make it like... If this was like not pure thunder, I would definitely be going after this weapon because that paralysis ammo plus pierce is absolutely an amazing combination. But again, if you have Zinogre or Rajang maxed out, not really worth going through all the hassle just for a thunder weapon, especially with how thunder has just been absolutely dominant throughout literally Monster Hunter now. It has the most flexibility out of all the other elemental attacks in the game. Alright, now that we took out the light bowgun, we're going to take a look at the heavy bowgun. And as you see here, we have all the thunder monster types for the heavy bowgun as the Season 4 roars from the Winter Wind. And that's a huge flip from the light bowgun. As you see here, per the data, Rajang is actually the strongest. And Kirin is actually not too far behind Zinogre and Rajang at 1 to 4%. So you're hardly going to notice a difference at all if you put them side by side and try to test them out. At least at max. Why is this difference so low? Well, here's a Thunder Monster Heavy Bowgun types ammo comparison. So here we have Heavy Bowgun ammo. And as we take a look at here, as at the top Heavy Bowgun ammo Thunder Monster types, as I've seen 4 Wars of the Winter Wind. The thing is, Kirin still has paralysis ammo. That's what makes it interesting. But the problem here is that with the Kirin Heavy Bowgun, it also has sticky ammo. So yeah, you get that stun ability to the head, but you already have paralysis. So due to having that sticky ammo put in here, you get a massive drop off in DPS versus the Heavy Bowgun. So what this essentially means is that if you already have Zinogre or Rajang maxed out, you really don't need to build the Kirin Heavy Bowgun unless you just really want the paralysis and stun combination. Don't get me wrong, it's still good, but this means the Heavy Bowgun operates more as a support weapon than actually being useful in group and like just individual hunt in general. Unless you really love this combination of sticky and paralysis ammo. In that case, you probably should just have the Carnival Heavy Light Bowgun or Heavy Bowgun if you could build those, or if you built those way back in the 2024 Monster Hunter Now Carnival. Alright, now we took a look at all the damage comparisons. What about the equipment skills? Well, here's the Kirin weapon skills versus the Thunder monster types of the top, which would be Kirin, Zinogre, and Rajang. So, it has 2 equipment skills as far as because it's an Elder Dragon weapon. You're automatically going to get Hunter's Unity, which is the default, with latent power being the second skill. Now this is where it kind of sucks. Honestly, latent power is a conditional skill and it's okay. Most conditional skills aren't actually worth it, and latent power is one of them. The thing about it is, and the funny part is, Zinogre gives Artful Dodger, which is always useful for hunts. Anything that lets you evade, perfect evade better is definitely really great. And the Rajang weapons also have specific weapon skills per their weapon type, so depending on which one you're using, it's probably better than anything else. In other words, you don't want Kirin for your weapon skill, and honestly, the weapon skill doesn't really benefit you much in comparison to, again, the other 2 top Thunder Monster types currently in the game. That never gets old. Thunder, Clap, and Flash. And depending on which weapon you want to build with Kirin, well, you're going to clap a lot of monsters, as they are the strongest Thunder meta weapon in the game. The overall analysis is that, yeah, they're really good. However, Zinogre and Rajang are a lot more accessible. So if you're going something after the top, well, Zinogre and Rajang are what you're going to go after. Due to this, unless you are going after the Kirin Light Bowgun, the rest of the weapons just really aren't worth it. Yeah, numbers game. Yeah, they're really good. However, there's no use in FOMOing you and telling you that, oh my gosh, they're amazing. You should totally buy everything or like do what you need for the Kirin. You know, all those ultra hunting tickets. Because they're just really not worth it. in consideration with the fact that Thunder literally has the most flexibility out of any other elemental attack in the game. So if you're looking for Thunder options, there's a lot better ones out there than the Kirin weapons, again, unless you're looking at the light bow gun. And hopefully this video helps you decide whether or not you want to invest in the Kirin weapons. Don't get me wrong, if you're a crazy hunter in Japan, you already have your Giganti, all the other Elder Dragons maxed out, and you want to go, well, by all means, go after it. But the thing about it is it really worth it? Well, again, that's really up to you. Yes, they are strong, but the thing is, Elder Dragon weapons are just so hard to build and max out. As someone with 2 of them, that can actually tell you in comparison to a lot of other people, well, and those that do have it, Elder Dragon weapons maxing out are a giant pain, unless you're crazy and you do all of them in a weekend just so you could save a bunch of money like I did. And a bunch of other hunters that used that Kirin hunting ticket and spent the weekend trying to max out a Kirin weapon, which is totally possible. I've done it. It's totally possible. If you want to do it too, I salute you, because man, it's a lot of work. That being said, please do me a huge favor. Like, subscribe, and comment for the YouTube algorithm. Hopefully this really does help you out. But again, Kirin, depending on which weapon you're at, really not worth it. Just go after the other Thunder monsters. They're a lot more accessible, and they're not going to break your bank or your back. Good luck on your grinds, and I will see y'all on the next video.